Integrating immigrants into the workforce is a major issue in many countries due to increasing labor mobility around the world. Welcoming immigrant workers into the workplace plays a key role in this integration. Meet Alba, an immigrant employee. This capsule will teach you how to create an inclusive work environment that promotes diversity and maximizes her potential. An optimal welcome for immigrant employees encourages mutual understanding between workers of different backgrounds. Alba will thus be more inclined to collaborate and work efficiently. The welcome process begins with recruiting and selecting immigrant employees. Companies must make sure to implement non-discriminatory hiring policies and promote diversity. The rules may differ from one type of hiring to another, and even from one province to another. Temporary hiring, permanent hiring. In both cases, you must ensure that the worker has the required documents to enter Canada, such as a valid passport, a visitor's visa, a letter of introduction, proof of work experience or education, a copy of the Labor Market Impact Assessment, LMIA, and the job offer number. Preparing for Alba's arrival is very important, as the cultural and geographical challenges are likely to destabilize her and her colleagues. First, you need to prepare a risk analysis before the immigrant workers arrive. For each stage of the prospective work, you need to identify, address, and monitor the risks. The training plan is a crucial step when you're receiving immigrant workers. A well-prepared welcome program will ensure that immigrant workers are properly looked after during their first days on the job. Alba's adaptation will depend on how well her induction is prepared. Interculturalism is a major challenge for employers hiring immigrant workers. Employers must take an interest in the culture and values of the hired worker's country. This will help to better understand the worker and facilitate their integration. Inform coworkers of the customs and practices of the new worker's country of origin so that they can get to know the employee better. Plan to immerse the worker into the relevant province's culture by organizing some typical activities. The more seriously the cultural differences are treated, the more the immigrant will feel respected and develop a positive attitude. Language is another major challenge when hiring immigrant workers. If the language spoken in the host country is different from that spoken by the immigrant, make sure to offer training in English or French. If the language is the same, you still have to consider the barrier of regional accents and expressions. To make an immigrant feel even more accepted, it's a good idea to prepare some words of welcome in their language. The Canadian climate is also a big challenge for immigrants. If the immigrant comes from a warm country and is not well prepared, they may find winter long. Give them a list of essential clothing for life in Canada, based on where they come from. If the worker has come from a warm country, it's unlikely they'll find clothing suitable for Canada in their country. In such cases, you should provide the immigrant worker with suitable clothing when they first get here. The better dressed they are for our climate, the less they'll suffer from temperature extremes. Even though Canada's population is multi-ethnic, there are cultural differences to consider. Here are a few examples of points to share with Alba to facilitate her integration. Personal interactions are less formal and quite relaxed, regardless of reporting level. Don't skip to the front of a line. Leave a tip when dining at a restaurant. Apart from all these adjustments, it's important for immigrants to be able to keep their personality intact. Follow-up meetings are very important to ensure that the immigrant worker keeps flourishing in their new job. A follow-up meeting should be held after the integration program to check if the worker has any questions or concerns. After the first week, to make sure that everything is going well and that they're comfortable. After the first month, to check if there are any other concerns or if adjustments need to be made. And, annually, or as required. A comprehensive approach is necessary to successfully welcome an immigrant to the workplace. By incorporating these practices, employers create an environment where diversity is valued, fostering creativity, productivity, and well-being within the company. An ongoing commitment to these practices strengthens the company's reputation as an inclusive employer and helps build a dynamic and diverse work community.